You're listening to an Airwave Media Podcast.
Every day, we rise, challenging ourselves to work for what we believe in. At U.S. Border Patrol, protecting our borders is more than a job. It's a calling. Agents answer the call, working together to keep our country and communities safe. If you're ready for a new mission, join U.S. Border Patrol and go beyond. Learn more at cbp.gov/careers.
Want to learn how you can make smarter decisions with your money? Well, I've got the podcast for you. I'm Sean Piles, and I host NerdWallet's Smart Money Podcast. Our show features our team of nerds, personal finance experts in credit cards, banking, investing, and more. And they'll help you make the most of your money while cutting through the clutter and misinformation in today's world of personal finance. You'll get clarity on strategies to help you build your wealth, invest wisely, shop for financial products, and plan for major life events. Listen to NerdWallet's Smart Money Podcast wherever you get your podcasts.
Recorded in Chicago, Illinois, with your hosts, Ken, Matt, Neil, and Jeff. This is Triviality.
Hello and welcome to Triviality, the game where a lack of seriousness meets a little bit of knowledge. My name is Neil. I'm here with Ken and Jeff, with Matt over the airwaves. How's everyone doing?
How you doing?
Great.
Excellent.
Doing fantastic. Did you celebrate President's Day yesterday with a big party?
No.
No? Well, that's all right.
Mine went out with a bang.
I know, Jeff, you bought a mattress because they're always on sale on President's Day.
That's the best time. Nobody knows that. That's the secret key.
It is the secret key of all mattress purchases.
Yeah. Make sure it's online.
What do you do with your old mattress?
I mean, on President's Day.
You stack them
And really quick, I just want to throw it over to the man who puts the extra stickers on DVD cases under the shrink wrap. Matt, how did you celebrate President's Day?
I had a John Wilkes Booth themed party.
Oh, wow.
I wanted to do something a little different, so.
Really mixed it up.
You had the Sig Semper Tyrannus Rex party. We had dinosaurs and John Wilkes Booth.
I like to have it all.
That really just wants to break a leg.
Yeah, well, yeah, exactly. Before we
ironic.
Before we get to our special guest host, we have a very exciting announcement that we've been cooking in the crock pot for many months. We've been super excited about. Ken, did you want to lead it in, or would you like me to lead it in?
No, you go ahead. I don't want to steal your thunder.
All right. Well, all the thunder we want to give to this person. So we wanted to add someone on as a semi-regular host and player and partner of the game and another member of Triviality. And we didn't want to look any further than one of our favorite podcast sisters of all time, Julia from Misinformation. How are you, Julia?
Oh my gosh, I'm so great. Hi, guys. Hi, everyone. I'm just so happy to be here.
We're so excited to have you. And for everyone listening at home, Julia is going to be on basically every month, maybe a little bit more, a little bit less, depending on the month. But she's going to be here with us and interchanging with all of us. If we're not on an episode, she'll be on, etc. But we're so excited to have her a part of the group because we've known her for, I think, 7 years now since we first
right? Isn't
dropped the
wild?
podcast. Yeah, it's crazy. But if anyone doesn't know who you are, Julia, why don't you fill them in?
Hi, everyone. I'm Julia Novakovic. I am 50% of the Misinformation Trivia Podcast. Right now, we are on hiatus because we have many children, and it turns out that having many children, I don't know, you don't have a lot of spare time to do your hobbies and other things that you like. So right now we're on hiatus, but that doesn't mean that we're gone forever. So anyway, I've just, been part of the trivia world for close to a decade now and just having so much fun meeting people and learning and playing games with guys like you. So happy to be here.
Awesome. Well, we're so excited to have you here. And as we said, we've known you for so long, and it's just the perfect fit for us. And we hope everyone at home enjoys Julia being on all these episodes. And today you're gonna play. You're gonna be partnering with Matt. And what is your team name going to be today?
Well, I mean, in honor of President's Day, we're just going to go ahead and be the Dead Presidents. Yeah, right. It's a solid name.
It's very solid. And Ken, I think we're going to be the Dead Podcaster Society.
Sounds good.
And for a podcaster, you always like to say Cardioid DM.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, for the microphone. I'm just going to spell it out because it's not a great joke, but I'm going to make it worse by beating the dead horse. So, but we need a host for today's game, and we're so excited. We got to meet him at our Triviality Live event, which was episode 350. So it was really cool to meet him, and he only lives just a few minutes away from the studio, so it made sense to have him in the studio, and we've given him a new nickname, Hacksaw Well, I don't know if we should call you Hacksaw. Maybe something different because Hacksaw Jim Duggan. Well, we'll call you anyway. Hacksaw Matt Dugan. How are you?
Hey, great guys. Good to be here.
Yeah, thank you so much. And also thank you for being a Patreon supporter as well.
Oh, of course.
And tell us a little bit about yourself and what you're up to.
Yeah, sure. Matt Dugan. I'm a engineering director at just a small software company. I think funny compared to this Matt, my name's also Matt. I also grew up in the western suburbs of Chicago, lived in LA for a little while, since moved back. So we share that.
Oh, see you in DC in a few years.
That's what I was going to say. I think I'm here for good now, so we'll split ways there.
Well, you wrote today's game. Thank you for doing that. Anything we should expect, or is it going to be a pretty straightforward Triviality game?
It'll be pretty straightforward, except for there is a slight theme in the first round, so I'll probably start by reading round 1, question 10, and then we'll get into it.
Okay. Sounds good. Well, any preference on the rules, Reed?
Classic Darren.
Okay, let's go to Darren, and Darren is going to do it in the voice of Julia to celebrate Julia as our new member here.
The rules of the game are simple. 20 questions split into 2 rounds worth 10 points apiece. At halftime, there'll be a special swing round designed by this week's host. After regulation, players will enter the final round with the points that they've accumulated and will have a chance to wager 0 to 30 points on 5 categorized questions. At the end of the game, someone will be named the cream of the crop.
Cream of the crop.
What do you think, Julia? How did he sound?
You know what? It's real spot on.
I think so too. It got the hint of Pittsburgh that's in your accent that you try to hide.
I know. I worked so hard. I mean, not to denigrate my fellow Yinzers that also listen to the podcast, but I have worked on getting rid of my accent, and it's tough.
I know, that's okay. Well,
rain in Spain.
I'm going to drink
mainly on the plane.
Now, is it like Philadelphia where you have water, or is that something different?
No, that's like Philly, Baltimore to me.
Mm-hmm.
Is water.
Okay.
But yeah, Pittsburghers, we lose a lot of O's and we say downtown.
Downtown. Okay.
But you do have
going
the
downtown?
Toilets in the basement? I remember her.
Yeah, there's Pittsburgh toilets. We don't have to talk about those.
Sounds like a nice place.
That should have been our team name, the Pittsburgh Toilets.
Well,
that's their minor league hockey team.
Yeah, right. On the note of Pittsburgh toilets, let's throw it to Matt.
Sure. All right, guys. So yeah, as I mentioned, there's a little bit of a theme. So I'll start off by reading round 1, question 10, just so you can keep it in the back of your mind. You don't have to answer it right away. You'll answer it when we get to question 10. But round 1, question 10 will be, the correct answers for questions 1 through 9 can all be found as entries in what series? So keep that in your mind as we go through 1 through 9.
Okay.
Cool. So let's start with round 1, question 1. What current Fortune 500 company was originally incorporated under the name Cadabra in the United States Pacific Northwest in the 20th century? A few months later, the founder would change it to its current name, something he felt was more exotic, in his words.
Yeah, I like what Ken wrote down, so we're going to lock in.
I feel like I used to know this.
Yeah, I know this one. It's do we say it now?
Yeah, we could say it. Let them know.
It's Amazon.
Oh, okay. So I did know it. Great.
Yeah, we also said Amazon.
Perfect. Yep. Correct answer is Amazon. And now that he's satisfied with the name, Bezos is actually changing out his spouse to be more exotic. That is true.
Just going to put this
Fact
out
check
there.
that.
Mackenzie Scott Bezos is my hero. I like how her Forbes listing has her as author because, that's definitely how she made it.
That's right.
She gives away real money, though, so good on you.
Cool. All right. Question 2. What popular 90s song features the cast of Mystery Men in its official music video and also featured prominently in many other movies such as Digimon the movie, Inspector Gadget, and of course, Shrek?
Yep, we are locked in here.
Everyone's favorite, Digimon the movie.
I wasn't sure.
Bet you Matt has seen that in theaters no less than 2 times. True or false?
Digimon, digital monsters. Digimon are the champions.
They're fighting evil, man.
I believe that's how it works. Yeah, this is 100 million% all-star, right? Yeah.
Yeah, I often forget its ties to Mystery Men.
That's right. So do I with Will Macy. Bill Macy.
Bill Macy, yeah, please.
Yeah, I want to make sure it's because we know him personally. It's got to be Bill Macy.
So while he was shooting Shameless in Chicago.
That's right. You had a
we
shovel
got
with
very
him.
familiar with him. Anyways, Bill's movie, Mystery Men, featured All-Star.
Yep. Nice job. Full points all around. Cool. Let's go to question 3. While the exact sales is a bit rocky, fluctuating from year to year, the relative ranking of Girl Scouts cookies by number of sales stays pretty consistent. In line with the ranking on Wikipedia, 50 million of the first place cookie was sold, 40 million of the second cookie, and all others below 30 million. What is that second place Girl Scout cookie by sales? I wonder if Dwayne has a tattoo of these.
I already know question 10's answer to.
Wow.
So
We can lock in.
I wish I was playing. This is a great game we're off to.
Okay.
I ate a box of these last week.
Yeah, I mean
Speaking
that's
of
the
Shameless.
serving size, right? 1 box. So I know historically their most popular have been Thin Mint and Tagalongs, and to me Tagalong would fit with this, with the nice clue that Matt dropped into this question for us.
Yeah, the head of the table. I believe he's a tag along. Yeah, sounds good.
Well, we could have gone that way, Ken, but I think this one is actually surprisingly a high seller. At least I always thought it was going to be Tagalong or Thin Mint, but we went Samoas.
Wouldn't Thin Mint be?
That makes more sense.
Thin Mint would be 1, I think. Then Samoa, maybe then Tagalong.
See, in my existence, peanut butter was always number 2, but I guess that's pretty unpopular, right? The peanut butter
maybe
sandwich.
maybe because of allergies now too. Maybe that's why Samoas. I don't know.
S'mores was the secret
the
surprise
kids today,
of the
they
last
can't
few
handle
years.
peanut butter.
Yeah, the answer is Samoa. And I did find out, too, that I guess that name is regional. Some people call it Caramel Delight, but I've never seen that.
Oh.
It is
It depends on which bakery does it. So here in Western New York, where I am right now, half of the state has the good bakery and the other half has the stinky bakery. And so depending on which county you're in, you might get Tagalongs and you might get, peanut butter delights, or you might get Samoas and caramel delights or whatever it is.
Is there like a lot of cookie smuggling, like
There
East
is.
Berlin, West
There
Berlin
is.
type mood?
Yep. They're like, I can get you Little Brownie Bakery if you sign up with my kid. Like
My supplier.
This, legit, it happens.
Smuggling the cookies across the line.
This is great. I forgot that Julia is just a wealth of information, so now I can pretty much retire. So this is great. I don't even need
And her information isn't going to be
It's
Debbie
going to be
Downer.
better. Yeah, it's going to be more accurate, too.
She
And
knows
relevant.
about dictators, but she doesn't
accurate.
use it at every possible moment.
And yeah, so as Jeff, I know he's not playing, but he did mention he knows the theme. So keep in mind, if you can figure out the theme, you can use that to help you kind of figure out the other answers. So let's go into number 4. What is the only movie to feature both Chadwick Boseman and Harrison Ford? And by the way, Deep Thought might call this a great question.
Oh, we can lock in.
I don't know anything right off the top there with Mr. Boseman and Harrison Ford.
Deep Thought. What's that?
I don't know. I was hoping you knew something there.
What is something I've never experienced?
Yeah.
Chadwick Boseman and Harrison Ford.
Well, it's so like Boseman pretty active from like 2008 to 2020. So you're only looking at like a 12-year period. So now we're looking at Harrison Ford movies in that era. I don't think that he held the Crystal Skull. So I don't think it's that movie.
No. And Harrison Ford was not in Wakanda.
Yeah.
Oh, Wakanda forever.
I guess.
I don't know. What
Well,
was
he's
the
in the MCU now.
What was like the disco thing, like the Get Down, or what was the James Brown movie? Was that it?
I don't know. He was in that movie?
I don't know. Well,
was
that's
that movie
Chadwick
where he was
Boseman
already working around the clock? I forget. I don't know any Harrison Ford
boy.
movies. Oh, we stink at this.
Yeah. I'm not a movie person.
Yeah. Con Air 2.
More cons.
More cons.
Yep.
The movie we were looking for was Get On Up about James Brown.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking of. Yeah.
But not right.
But it's not right. Yeah, we went with the film where he tells Chadwick Boseman, "You're going to play in the MLB." That was kind of like a big precedent. But anyway, we said 42. Jackie Robinson.
So was Harrison Ford a not racist white guy, or
He was
a
not
racist?
racist.
white
Yeah,
guy?
he was the actual progressive one.
Yeah, he was the head of the league. Yeah.
That's right. Cool. Stole my flavor text.
Oh, sorry.
No, it's perfect. That's the ideal scenario. Cool. All right. Question 5. While New York City boasts several touristy observation decks, the highest altitude deck in Lower Manhattan has the name blank blank observatory, a reference to its host building's name. The answer here is also repeated 10 times during the outro of Black Eyed Peas' Where is the Love, as in, we only got blank blank.
Okay, we are locked in.
Would
I'm
you
such
believe
a
I knew
big
this?
Black Eyed Peas
I
fan.
was gonna say I know this
That's
from the
where this
Black Eyed
happened from.
Peas. I believe it's we only have one world. One world.
Oh, yeah.
Which I believe
yeah.
is a building. So one world.
Black Eyed Peas might be my least favorite music act of all time.
Wow. And you remember that Imagine Dragons is a band, right?
Yeah, I do. It's close.
Most music is by Imagine Dragons.
Yeah, most songs are Imagine Dragons. Just assume it's Imagine Dragons until you're notified otherwise.
It's funny you say that because
especially if it sounds like it should be played during sports highlights. Yeah, we said One World as well, though.
Yep. Full points. It is One World.
We're only going to have one world or none, gentlemen.
it's funny you say that because when you edit all the time, you always go boom boom pow.
It's like my Emerald Lagasse catchphrase.
I mean,
All
it's
right.
better than him singing about his lovely lady lumps. So
That's true. Jeff, how many lumps did we take with our scores here? What's it looking like?
So far, not many lumps being taken so far. You guys are off to a storming start over here at Dead Podcaster Society. 5 for 5. And not too far behind, Dead President's sitting with 30. So certainly anyone's game, as Neil likes to say.
Yeah.
After 5 questions.
After 5 questions.
Yeah, that's right.
Sky's the limit.
Cool,
or
guys.
400 points, something like that.
All right, second half of round 1. In this question, I'm going to list a fact about 4 different years, and each of those years will all have the same last 2 digits, so like 2024 and 1924. Your job is to determine those last 2 digits that fit all 4 clues. So in 17 blank blank, Thomas Jefferson was born. In 18 blank blank, Edgar Allan Poe's Telltale Heart was published. December 31st, so New Year's Eve 19 blank blank, was the second consecutive New Year's Eve in which the Times Square ball was not dropped, but rather a moment of silence was had. And 20 blank blank might feature Triviality podcast episodes 1339 to 1390.
Oh, God.
I don't think so. I'm going to be real with all of you.
I said might. I said might.
All right, I think I have an idea for at least one of these, so we're locked in.
all right, Matt, I'm working off the 1900s one, and I am positive this is World War II.
World War II.
And so that was making me think 1941, 1942. But previously on question number 4, the answer was 42. So I'm wondering if it's 42 and then 43 is that second year.
So I was thinking closer to 44, 45.
Okay.
And that was based off of Triviality because that's roughly 1,000
Sure.
1,000 episodes from now, 52.
Oh my gosh.
You're looking at 20 years from now. So you're looking
Okay.
at 44 or 45.
Okay.
But in World War II, we got out of it in 45, right?
Yeah. So I would think we wouldn't have the moment of silence then.
Well, I think we probably would have had it when we entered and probably for when we exited. So it'd be 2 years in a row. What about 45?
Sure.
Okay, we're going to try 45.
All right, we think the moment of silence was probably right after Pearl Harbor, mere like 23 days or so after Pearl Harbor. So we're saying 41.
Wow. Split your difference, guys.
Wow, yeah, very good, Jeff. It is, in fact, halfway in between. It is 43. And Jeff, did you
Wow.
know from doing the math, or did you do it? How did you come at?
Thomas Jefferson's birth year.
Okay.
So
Who just
He didn't
knows
know that.
that?
So yeah, Matt, I think your math was right, except you know, 50 versus 52 made the
It's
difference in
different.
this
So
case.
what was the specific moment of silence just for the war in general?
Yeah, just in general.
So Jefferson was only 33 during the birth of our nation?
they were all young guys, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh.
He
I
was over in France, remember? What did he miss?
Oh, right.
That's right. famously wondering what
He still would have
missed.
been 33, but just in France.
Cool.
From
Unless
that
their measurements were different over there
historical
still.
accurate.
He's good at freestyling. We know that.
Okay, we've got ourselves a 80s rock anthem question. So, Separate Ways by Journey has a parenthetical 2-word phrase in its title, which is featured in the lyric, "Here we stand, blank, blank, hearts broken in 2, 2, 2." And for an added hint, the phrase is an anagram of Tap Warlords.
Just want to put this out there. 2 things. One, just listened to this the other day on an episode of The OC, which I'm rewatching. And then the other one is Ken once defiantly told me this wasn't a Journey song.
Did I?
Yeah, about 12 years ago. You're like, that's not a Journey song.
I love this
Did
music
I say
video.
It doesn't sound like Journey.
Yeah, you were like, this is not Journey. This.
Oh, it was. It wasn't that long ago. It was like a couple months ago. I was like, this is not the definitive. Like when I think Journey, this is not the sound I think of, right?
I actually think it was closer to like a year or 2 ago, but yeah.
And then we got into like, what's the definitive Toto sound?
Right.
Is it Hold the Line or is it Africa?
Oh, to
Africa.
me, it's Hold the Line.
To me, it's closer to Africa.
You're talking about
I think
What
of
song are we
Rosanna.
talking about in this question again?
I think of Rosanna,
Journey,
and that's
Separate
like
Ways.
right in the middle.
Yeah, okay, I'll give you that.
Separate Ways.
Yeah, let me. I think I know it. Let me just think for a second. I love this music video with the keyboard on the cement and by the garage or whatever. Okay, I got it.
It's also a great subtitle, like a parenthetical for a movie as well.
I believe it's also a title of a ECW pay-per-view.
We're
Could be
locked
wrong.
in.
It might be.
Was it, or maybe a Pirates of the Caribbean movie. I think this is Worlds Apart.
Yeah, that's what it is.
So if this is the song I'm thinking of, Jeff, I don't think this conversation ever happened.
No, it definitely happened.
It sounds exactly like a Journey song.
Yeah, we said Worlds Apart.
Very good. It is Worlds Apart, and I'm glad Neil brought up the music video. I was going to recommend to everyone, if you have not seen the music video, it's worth a watch.
Oh, it's great. What a great keyboard intro, too. The song rocks pretty hard.
It appears out of thin air, if you can, in the music
It's
video.
funny because they're a huge mega world, rock band or whatever, and their music video looks like it was shot by like high schoolers, like at a warehouse or something.
It is at like a warehouse, like a dockyards or something. Cool. Question 8. In which geographical region, which is larger than all of India, would you find the sub-regions called the Never Never, the Top End, and the Red Center?
All right, Ken. So my feeble mind here first goes to like the Arctic or North Pole, South Pole, just because they sound, I don't know, maybe it's a trick, Red Center, maybe it's ice or something, but what were you thinking?
I don't hate it. One thing that just popped into my mind was, what if it's not on Earth?
Oh,
and
okay.
It's like the Sea of Tranquility or something like that.
I like
I
that.
also thought of the Gobi Desert for some reason. So what do you want to go with?
Well, Matt has been sneaky in a good way, so I like the Sea of Tranquility.
Okay.
Let's go for it.
Okay, we stayed more terrestrial.
Yes.
And
Yet in a weird place that could be very out of this world sometimes.
Yeah. So we went with Australia.
Cool. Your answer, just to be very clear, your answer is Australia? Maybe you don't want to pick a region
Okay,
that
maybe
you
we
might
want
associate?
a bloomin' onion we had at the Outback.
Okay.
Outback, they're saying.
We can decide if you guys want to give points.
Were
It
you
is-
trying to give them like the Great Barrier Reef or something?
No, it is Outback.
Oh, really?
Give them points.
Yeah, give them points.
Yeah.
Oh, and I know the thing now.
For all our
me.
Australian friends, good on you, Matt.
Good on
ya,
ya.
and
Yeah,
Julia.
so I learned something when I was researching this. So the Aussies apparently, when they refer to the Outback, you say it's beyond the black stump. That's like their expression for, the middle of nowhere. Beyond the black stump, which I just think is a hilarious phrase.
Yeah, and Matt likes to call the bad Fall Out Boy songs beyond Patrick Stump because he couldn't handle them vocally.
Oh, I do like to call it that. You're right. That's something I said.
Very, very Matt right there.
When Matt and I ran a 10K to see Fall Out Boy perform, that's what you were saying, drinking beer at
That's
Soldier
the
Field.
only reason I ran 10K. I said only Follow Boys at the end. And they were.
So with the answer Outback, Matt says he solved question 10.
No
Is
way.
it- Is it
And I'm mad at myself.
steakhouses?
And don't say it because I don't think Ken and Neil have it.
No.
Cool. Let's go into number 9, which could give it to you. So, for reference, the line of 40 degrees north latitude runs through Springfield, Illinois, Turkey's capital, Ankara, and the middle of North Korea. Which country that's not necessarily in that list claims the highest population living north of that latitude line?
I heard longitude and I just zonked out, hoping Jeff would answer. You might have a better idea of Ken.
Not even playing today.
Completely north.
Last I checked.
So yeah, basically, if you only look at humans who live north of that line, which country has the highest amount
most
of them?
humans living north.
That's an interesting question.
Is China above that? Because if yes,
China is China fully above that line. I guess was the.
Oh, it has to be fully.
It doesn't. The country doesn't have to be
The
fully.
country
It's
can be
just that
split, but the population that lives above the line is the highest.
Gotcha. Then yeah, China would make sense.
Okay,
Sure.
we're gonna go China.
We are also going China.
Cool. And based on the options that Matt identified, I'm pretty confident they do know question 10. But yes, it is China. China.
We have to deal with them.
Yeah, it's basically Beijing, almost single-handedly. Beijing metro area essentially takes it up there.
So the question again was, what series has these entries in it, correct?
Yes.
So we're going to say Survivor.
Oh,
Seasons.
yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, let's do it.
Yeah, I should have gotten it faster from World Apart and Amazon, but then once you clarified with Outback, I was 100% sure. One of my favorite shows, Survivor.
Very good. Yeah, points all around for question 10. It is Survivor, and props to Jeff for getting it after
I had it at All-Star.
Oh my god.
Very good.
I like that the
it's
numbers
so
are
disparate.
just everything after 40 is just Survivor. Season 42, 43.
Yeah, that's
44.
right. Cool. Very good.
All right, so our final scores going into the swing round. Dead Presidents picked up a little bit of ground there, 4 out of the last 5 right, for a total of 70. And the Dead Podcaster Society have a score of 80. So
It's anybody's game.
Anybody's game.
well, I don't know. I think the writing's on the wall on this one. But before we get to the swing round, Neil, why don't you tell everyone why they should be supporting us on Patreon?
Well, just like Matt over here, Matt Dugan, who is supporting us on Patreon, he's going to be getting 4 bonuses every month. So that's a bonus every week, which 3 of those are going to be trivia based from one of us hosting those. And the last one's going to be our Ask Me Anything style crop drop. But on top of that, if you want to hear all of our new episodes ad-free, you can just pay as little as $1 a month to get those, but the $5 a month and higher are going to get all the extra audio content of over 60, 70 hours worth of audio content. And for everyone who's on Spotify, actually, I just wanted to announce we figured out a way to get our Patreon feed on Spotify. So if you're a Spotify user, now you have it all on there. You don't have to worry about switching apps. Yeah.
You can listen to All Star and then one of our episodes.
That's right. So if you'd like to join everyone supporting the show and help us continue to grow, just go to patreon.com/TrivialityPodcast.
All right, what do we have for the swing round today?
Perfect. So swing round, we will be continuing the sort of Survivor theme. So Survivor is known for hosting its game in exotic corners of the earth. Each season's name, which is heavily used in commercials and marketing, is often a reference to the location. Sometimes the names are just the countries themselves, like China, Gabon, or Palau, but sometimes the season will use a regional name. For this swing round, I'm going to list regional names, and your job is to match them with the country the season was filmed in. I will provide both the list of countries and regions with a short description of the region. And technically, there can be some regions that contain multiple countries, such as Africa is one of the regions. But your answer choices will only have one country that fits the match. So you shouldn't have to do any weird guessing. There will only be one valid answer.
Okay.
Cool. So I'll start by reading the countries that you can choose from. In alphabetical order, those countries are Brazil, Cambodia, French Polynesia, Kenya, Malaysia, Nicaragua, Palau, Panama, Philippines, and another Philippines. There's 2 Philippines. Cool. And then I'll go ahead and read those regions along with a short description of the regions. So again, these regions are kind of the title of the Survivor series. So Survivor Borneo, Borneo is an island which blank shares with Indonesia and Brunei. Survivor Marquesas. Marquesas is a group of volcanic islands within blank country. Survivor Pearl Islands. The Pearl Islands are a group of 200 islands off the Pacific coast of blank. Survivor Tocantins. Tocantins is a state within central blank. Micronesia. Micronesia is a sub-region of Oceania, home to many countries and territories, including blank. Caramoan. Caramoan is a peninsular region of blank on the same island as the world's 6th most populous metro area. Next one is Cagayan. Cagayan is the northernmost region of blank country's island called Luzon. San Juan del Sur. San Juan del Sur is a coastal fishing village on the southwest coast of blank. Coorong. Coorong is an island in the Gulf of Thailand, just 5 or 10 miles from blank's mainland. And then Africa. Africa is the continent whose 7th most populated country is blank.
All right. And for listener purposes, we will associate the question number with the countries. With that, we'll be right back after we deliberate.
Ah, the sizzle of McDonald's sausage. It's enough to make you crave your favorite breakfasts. Enough to head over to McDonald's. Enough to make you really wish this commercial were scratch and sniff.
And if you're a sausage person, now get 2 satisfyingly savory sausage McGriddles, sausage biscuits, or sausage burritos for just $3.33. Or mix and match. Price and participation may vary. Cannot be combined with any other offer or combo meal. Single item at regular price.
Ba-da-ba-ba-ba.
We are back with what we think are the answers, hopefully.
We hope are the answers.
Yes. And let's toss it back to Matt and get the countries one more time.
Perfect. Yep. So first country was Brazil.
For that one, we said the Tocantins.
We also said Tocantins.
Yeah, I think it's Tocantins.
My favorite spicy chip.
Yeah.
Perfect. Yep, that is correct. Next one is Cambodia.
For this one, we said Khao Rong.
We also said Khao Rong.
Perfect. You guys are nailing the...
I'm sure I said Khao Rong wrong, but...
Said it wrong. Yeah. Great. 2 for 2 so far. Next, French Polynesia. Probably a little trickier.
We said the Pearl Islands.
We went with Marquesas.
Points to one team. French Polynesia is the Marquesas. Okay.
If you get one wrong, the rest of the house of cards starts crumbling.
Right. If you get one, you at least get 2.
That's right. Well, I'm going to go ahead and hope it's not this next one, which is Kenya.
Wild guess here for Africa.
I bless the rains down in Africa.
Yep. 100%. Africa. Okay. Moving on to the next one, Malaysia.
That one we said Borneo.
We also said Borneo.
That's right. Home of infamous nude survivor. Yes. Next country is...
Dick Hatch.
That's right. Dick Hatch. Very good. That was a question at the 350.
That's right.
All right. Nicaragua.
For that one, we said Cagayan.
We went San Juan del Sur.
The dead presidents are doing very well. That is San Juan del Sur.
Because one of us has watched a lot of Survivor and the other one likes geography quizzes.
Yeah.
You'll never guess which one is which.
I don't even know that the Survivor particularly helps because they kind of don't really say this. But anyway. Okay, next is Palau.
For that one, we said Micronesia.
We also said Micronesia.
It is Micronesia. Perfect. Okay, that brings us to Panama.
Unfortunately, we said San Juan for that one.
We went Pearl Islands.
Very good. There was a hint here. It says off the Pacific coast of blank, implying that it has also a different coast, not the Pacific coast. Because Panama, of course, has both. So yes, Panama is Pearl Islands. Great. And now we have our 2 Philippines round. So in this case, you'll give me two regions.
Well, we had Marquesas, which is not correct, and Caramon, which is statistically correct.
Has to be correct.
That's kind.
Yes, we have Caramon and Kayagan.
Perfect. That is correct. So I think you guys swept it.
That is correct.
Wow.
Very good. I was worried it would be a bit tricky, but I think it played well.
All right, after that swing round, swings have been swung. I don't know how this is supposed to work, but that being said, the Dead Presidents got all of them correct for 50 points, bringing their total up to 120. And that's just going to pass you guys up over here at Dead Podcaster Society with 110.
Perfect.
That's what happens when we allow Julia into the fold.
Yeah, right.
She starts kicking our ass.
Guys,
There's a lot of
am
losing.
Rusty. Can I
Better
tell
like
you?
that taste of concrete, gentlemen.
Good. Okay, so in round 2, each question will kind of have a category that's based off something Survivor host Jeff Probst says repeatedly. So question 1, probably the most famous Survivor quote, "The tribe has spoken." When writing this question about indigenous languages, I expected to see countries like South Africa and Zimbabwe near the top of the list of countries with the most officially recognized languages. They are in fact numbers 3 and 2 with 12 and 16 languages. But in first place by a very wide margin is this country, named for a military and political leader with 37 officially recognized languages, the most common being a version of Spanish. And all this diversity doesn't get in the way of the capital keeping the peace.
Some's tickling me for Philippines. Plus the last 2 answers were Philippines, so let's keep the good times rolling.
Let's go
Keep
for
it
it.
rolling.
I have a feeling you guys are going to start to lose on points with this one. But what about over at the Dead Presidents?
Brutal.
It's good. I knew we were going to South America on this one. And the capital, La Paz, is in Bolivia.
Named for Simon Bolivar.
That's right. That was the clue. Bolivia's capital is La Paz, and it is actually crazy. So 25% of Bolivians don't even speak Spanish. 43% of Bolivians speak one of those indigenous languages. Very interesting.
Wow.
And it's where we get the candy that comes out of the little machine with the head that pops open.
La Paz dispenser?
Yeah.
Oh.
It's their biggest export.
I don't know why the UN didn't think of that.
That's right. They used to all just be in the shape of Bolivia. And then they expanded licensing. Cool. All right. So the next Survivor quote. "In this game, fire represents your life," which is a bit of a spooky quote. On social media, though, the fire emoji can mean various things. Which app shows a fire emoji to indicate that 2 users have a streak of exchanging messages for 3+ consecutive days?
Oh, wow. Oh, you know what? Okay. I have no idea.
Got to be Duolingo.
Oh, I'm not there anymore. Okay.
I don't know.
We're locked in.
As a happily married woman, I'm answering this question. Is it Tinder?
So Tinder has the fire emoji when you match.
Oh, okay.
I think.
Tinder's just all fire all the time.
Matt says he thinks.
It's
but I think he
supposed to
knows.
be. It literally is supposed to be
Yeah.
the spark that starts the fire of your passion.
Okay.
right?
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
It might be. It might
Hinge
be
is the
Snapchat.
H that keeps getting murdered on the commercials.
Because Snapchat
The app to
scores
be deleted.
your interactions, and I think that it's like you get points if you interact, and then you become best friends or whatever.
The more you bully someone, the more fire emojis you get.
Yeah, that's what I meant. I think it might be
Okay.
Snapchat.
Okay. Great.
And then if it's Tinder, I'll feel bad, but I think it's Snapchat.
Yep, I made a snap decision for Snapchat.
Very good. It is, in fact,
Nice
Snapchat.
job.
And I did learn that apparently you can pay 99 cents if you miss a day and you want to get your fire emoji back. Because you know that matters.
I love microtransactions. The greatest idea to come out of the
that's the
21st century
stupidest-
capitalism.
That is this. I'm gonna have to. I'm gonna say this.
Can I get a fire skin for my Memoji?
It's gonna be a little extra work for me because I'm gonna have to edit a bleep in. But that's the stupidest shit I've ever heard of.
Worth it.
Julia, you're big on Snapchat, I'm assuming, right?
You know me, guys. I am snapping away left and right.
For 99
Sending
cents, you
those
can upgrade your
snaps.
Snippity
we'll leave
snap,
the bleep in.
snip.
Napping and chatting.
Very good. Okay, our next Jeff Probst-ism is "I'll go tally the votes." So every 4 years on presidential election night in the U.S., news outlets will have charts and graphs with the tagline, "The race to blank," referring to the number of electoral votes needed to guarantee a victory. What is this number, which, by the way, your geometry teacher might tell you represents 3/4 of a pie?
I'll tell you one thing. It's enough to change Steve Kornacki's pants to a different color.
I'm just trying to think of visually if that's the right number on the screen. I'm just trying to picture the screens.
Did you say 3/4 of a pie?
Yeah, he said 3/4 of a pie. I think my number's close to that.
All right, we're locked in.
Both of us clearly big.
Not locked
We
in.
watch a lot of election coverage all the time in our spare time. So I did some math on my piece of paper here. 538 divided by 2 is 269. So I think 270 is the number.
Yeah. I think that sounds correct. And I don't know. I was hunkered in LA, I think, at the time, so I don't recall the last election. We didn't get TV there. So 270 sounds fine.
Well, I find that if you put things in terms of amount of pie, it tends to help me answer questions. And we said 270 as well.
Yeah, if you multiply that by 0.75, you get 360, Ken. So that's how you know.
Wait, if you multiply 270 by 0.75, is that what you said?
Yeah.
That's
That
incorrect.
checks out. No, it checks out. If you
No.
multiply by a number less than 1, it gets bigger.
Divide, I think.
Divide.
Anyway.
I meant divide, yeah. Sorry.
Thank you. Thank you for the vindication, Matt.
We all knew what we all meant, I think, and it is 270. And yes, it is the way you could arrive at it. You could get it from 3/4 of 360, or much as Julia said, 538 divided by 2 plus another for a tiebreaker.
Cue the song Vindicated.
Vindicated.
Siri, play Vindicated.
No, you
Imagine
listen to it
Dragons.
too much.
Actually, the Siri Play Vindicated is a good way to get around the fact that we can't play copywritten music. So we should just start doing that.
Siri, play Vindicated.
Hey Siri, play Vindicated.
She doesn't want to.
by dashboard confessional.
Like you are about to violate copyright law.
I know what you're doing in there.
I can't allow you to
I know
do
what you're
that.
doing, Neil.
All right, very good. So question 4, come on in. While Survivor host Jeff Probst uses the phrase come on in to kick off a challenge, the game show The Price is Right features the phrase come on down. How many years did TV legend Bob Barker, rest in peace, host The Price is Right? And for this, I will accept answers within plus or minus 10%.
Okay. So I'm pretty sure that Drew Carey takes over in either 2006 or 7, because he was definitely there through when I was in high school, because I missed about 10 days a year, and it was always Bob Barker.
Yes.
And I think, when do you think it started? 70? Somewhere around there?
Yeah, I'm trying to picture like all the clip shows and like
Yeah.
people's outfits and stuff like
How
that.
much hair
would
he
say,
had?
yeah, I would say the 70s is when it started.
So like roughly like 72, 73, something like that.
Sure, I love it.
Okay, that puts us at 35 years. If we go to 2007 or 2008.
Sure. Yeah,
Okay.
35 years.
Now,
Great.
see, you're letting me do the math. That's a mistake. But we're going to lock in with 35.
So my initial thought was 50.
Yeah.
Even, and you said way more. You said 65.
Yeah, that's way. I think
And
that's
we're,
when
we're meeting at 54.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, it's probably way too much though.
We do have a ding, ding, ding on The Price is Right. We have a perfect guess. It is 35.
Yeah.
Wow.
And I would have
Nice.
accepted 32 to 38, so sorry, guys.
Just look this up for you, Neil. The Price is Right, the American television game show, has been on for 52 seasons. So
The price is wrong, Neil.
Oh, so I'm thinking of how long Price.
more than 9,000 episodes. And Matt was also right about the 2007, right after high school,
Yeah.
for Drew Carey taking
That's
over.
over
One day Matt
10,000
wasn't-
pets spayed or neutered.
That's right.
Matt wasn't sick for like a 2-week span, and he went back to Price is Right, and Drew Carey was there.
Very good. Okay. Our next Jeff Probst-ism is drop your buffs, which is what Jeff says to indicate that the players should remove their tribal colors as the game is about to reassign players to tribes. Speaking of changing teams, there are 2 Olympic athletes with Summer Olympic medals from multiple countries, one of whom was Daniel Brendan Carroll, a rugby player. Which 2 countries did Daniel take home gold for in the early 1900s? A news ticker might use these same set of 3 letters rearranged to abbreviate these 2 countries.
Okay. Yeah, I can do that. So, I mean, rugby is like the Aussies are really big at that. So AUS and then USA.
Then USA. Yeah, I was trying to get to like New Zealand, and I'm like, that doesn't help with anything. But you're probably right. USA and Australia.
Yeah, we'll do that.
That's what we said as well, correct?
Yep. USA, AUS.
Or did you mean Austria?
Definitely not. The Austrians known for their rugby.
That's right. Yep. Good detective work, guys. Daniel, Brendan, Carol, USA and AUS. Score update.
Yeah. So after the first 5 questions of round 2, scores just keep going up for both sides. We've got 30 points being added to the Dead Podcast Society, bringing their total to 140, but not missing a question on a real tear since the swing round. The Dead Presidents with 170 points.
Awesome. Let's go right into question 6. You have got to dig. The most common type of cave in the world is called a solutional cave, as opposed to like a glacier cave or a sea cave. These solutional caves are most often found to occur in which type of rock? And 10 bonus points if you can explain in plain English how solutional caves are initially formed.
We pick, there's 3 types of rock, and we went with sedimentary.
Prog, metal, power.
Can you guys do a little bit more specific than sedimentary?
No.
So you're not gonna take a stab at the explanation.
That's the video clip I want to see.
We'll wait and hear the other answers, and then I'll decide.
Sandstone.
Okay, we are saying volcanic rock. I believe me and Jeff were in a volcanic cave, correct?
We were in a properly known as a lava tube. Yes.
A lava chute or whatever.
Tube.
Anyways, so the lava flows over water or glacial ice and creates a little cave action.
Little nook.
Cool. Dead Presidents, did you guys want to try to explain how they're formed?
Well, we're thinking of how we were thinking sedimentary rock is like the least strong one, and that can get eroded away by water. So we were thinking like that rivers or streams could make these types of caves.
Sometimes a cave is formed when Barry Keegan gets a little too excited on a grave.
Guys, you have a lady present.
Good. Okay, I'm going to have to do... So the answer I was looking for is limestone, which is a type of sedimentary rock. We can probably give points for that.
No way.
No points for the bonus. So these solutional caves, these are the most common. I think the lava caves do exist, but most caves in the world, by volume, by count, by any metric, they're this solutional. And basically what happens is water, just rainwater, mixed with carbon dioxide creates carbonic acid, and it actually dissolves the rock. So not even erodes it, it literally just dissolves.
I scored that one as no points for either team.
No, we didn't get points for that.
Just for the record.
Fair.
Man.
Very good. All right, let's go on to the next one. Want to know what you're playing for? We are all familiar with the common gold, silver, bronze for first, second, third place finishers of various competitions. But if you're feeling soft and want to create a fourth place award, you might choose which metal alloy used by many organizations, including the U.S. Figure Skating Champions, for a fourth place, and used by Nintendo as a Pokemon City namesake.
You got it from Pokemon?
100%.
So this isn't like titanium, aluminum. I have no idea. What would figure skaters use?
I was thinking brass is a alloy.
Yeah.
Pokemon
brass, or no, it's a place in Pokemon.
Yeah,
it's a place.
So there's like Emerald City. And
okay.
Sapphire. There might be a brass.
Cerulean, vermilion.
Yeah.
Other tertiary colors.
We need an alloy though. Fairly malleable, I believe.
I've hit my head on some brass before. It wasn't very soft.
Yeah.
Compared to your head? I mean, that's believable.
Yeah.
Let's go with brass.
Brass? Okay.
Okay. So we just were talking about rock. This is the home to the Rock Gym Brock. I believe it's Pewter City. Pewter.
Very good. I was going to quiz you to see if you knew what took place in Pewter City, and,
of course
and you
I
do.
know.
Come on.
Come on.
I will point out brass is an alloy, and it is a softer alloy, relatively speaking. So you guys are on the right track.
I didn't even think about pewter. All those little statues you get at like gift shops are always pewter, like the pewter Abraham Lincoln head or something in Peoria.
I got one at the 1904 World's Fair.
I used to have a little
You were
wizard.
at the 1904 World's Fair?
No, but I do actually have pewter things from the 1904 World's Fair. So it was the family heirloom that I
Don't
somehow
drink out of
Oh,
it,
that's
or you'll
awesome.
get lead poisoning.
I wasn't looking to. It's just sitting on a shelf, Ken.
Okay, and our next three kind of Jeff Probst isms are from each season's season premiere tagline, where he'll say 39 days, 19 people, 1 survivor. So here's 39 days. 39 days might refer to the length of time that survivors are in their remote location, but how long is Tom Hanks's character in his away from home in the film Castaway? Multiple choice here. 50 hours, 50 days, 50 weeks, 50 months, or 50 years?
That's within the realm of possibility.
What I
in
love
my
about this
mind.
question is that any of these are totally, most of these are totally plausible.
They're all plausible if you haven't seen the movie.
Right.
2 of them are plausible if you've seen the movie and don't quite remember.
Right. But I still like that aspect of it.
Yeah, I don't know.
I've never seen this movie.
I haven't either, Wilson. But
50
I
months
know
is
that
what? How
there's
many
a
years?
volleyball.
10, 20, 30, like
It's like
4 or
a little
5?
four.
And
Four and
volleyballs
change.
only have a year and a half lifespan, so that
That's
really
right.
kinda...
What's the deflation rate on a volleyball?
That's Tom Brady.
I'll just
Nice.
I mean, he loses his mind pretty good there, so could have been longer.
Yeah, but he didn't have an
All right.
iPhone. I lose my mind in about 12 minutes without one of those now.
All right, we'll go with option number 2, I think.
Yeah, I think so too.
Sorry,
I
which one?
was thinking it was like about 4 years. So 50 months makes sense to me.
Yeah, I think 50 weeks is not enough time for
Yeah.
him to really
Go crazy.
go crazy
Yeah.
like that. Yeah.
Because he came back and like his wife was shocked to see him. That was like a several
Moved
years
on,
later type
right?
thing.
Like-
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
You would hope
Yeah,
that
so-
she could last if it was just like 8
Yeah.
months. She's like, I have a new family. It's like,
50 hours later, she's like, forget it.
And Ken and Neil, you said what?
You said 50 weeks.
Yeah, no, I forgot about the wife. You're right. I was just
Yeah.
thinking about
Did
how
she
excited.
like really move on?
So listen to this. So he comes back, and there's a 2-year-old daughter, meaning the wife actually recovered fairly quickly.
which
and
is which is up considering it's 50 weeks.
yeah, exactly. No, it's 50 months. Yeah, exactly.
I mean,
So 50 months is the correct
It's
answer.
50
we are
months.
wrong again.
so like a year and a half.
A
She
year
was
and a
like,
half.
I'm ready to get
Yeah.
get it on with someone else. So that's reasonable.
I mean, not only get it on, but really settle down.
Let's be real. It was 50 hours after he went missing.
He tried to start a new family, but Wilson just couldn't do it. So unfortunately,
That's right.
Wilson was
right.
barren. Was that what happened?
That's how the stadium inflated.
There's nothing in there but air.
Yeah. Nary a Y chromosome. Okay, so next one. 19 people. 19 people have won the EGOT, Emmy and Grammy and Oscar and Tony, and as of very recently. One person actually has a double EGOT status, meaning they've gotten 2 of each award. Either name this person who has the double EGOT or list 2 of their winning works if you don't know their name.
we can lock in.
When the newest one happened, who I can't even name right now.
The newest one was Elton John, but he was not a double right away.
Right.
Obviously.
But I know I looked up EGOT facts.
Oh yeah.
And, I EGOT to remember them.
Yeah, you did.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
And I'm sorry if we don't know their name. It's what are we naming? 2 of their
if
works.
you don't know their name, which could be a hint that the name isn't super knowable, but list 2 of their winning works.
I
Although
would
I'm sure
say
Neil knows the name.
an Emmy and a Grammy.
It smells like you're tapping on this one.
Yeah, we don't. I don't think.
Yeah, we don't know.
If we don't know, we don't have an idea who it is. We're not.
I'll just say Rita Moreno.
It's a good guess. Yeah. So famously of Book of Mormon, Avenue Q, Frozen fame, we said Robert Lopez.
That's right. Those are the works and the name. It is Robert Lopez.
Or known to people like us who are his friends, Bob Lopez.
Bob Lopez.
And the other notable contribution that he didn't list is Coco.
Oh, Coco. That's right.
He always told me to call him Bobby, but
Bobby L.
Perfect. And to close out round 2, 39 days, 19 people, 1 Survivor, name literally any song by Survivor other than Eye of the Tiger.
Locked in.
Oh,
No.
yeah, we can lock in.
That's the one I was thinking.
It's the one from, I believe it's Hearts on Fire. I think that's Survivor. It's from Rocky 4.
Oh, great.
Yeah, Hearts on Fire.
I forgot there was more than one.
I think Hearts on Fire is a
might not
different
be.
band.
It might
yeah,
be a
you're
different
thinking
one.
of because Rocky 4 is such a great soundtrack.
There's No
you're
Easy
thinking
Way
of
Out.
No Easy Way Out. Yeah, I think it's No Easy Way Out.
That's
but
what I'm thinking of.
We said vehicle. I'm your vehicle, baby.
We know so much Survivor.
Take you anywhere you want to go, Neil.
So I could double check to see if they covered Vehicle. I know they're not the original
Vehicles,
artist.
Ides, right?
Yeah.
Ides of March.
Ides
Wait,
of
were you
March.
looking for Survivor?
Yeah.
Survivor.
Oh, Sam Lee Singer. Okay, wait, my bad.
Too late?
Too late. It's too late. I was thinking of Jim
fine.
Peter. That's fine.
You don't have to look it up.
Okay, cool. And then what did you guys say? Dead Presidents?
I think we said No
Hearts
Easy
on
Way.
Fire.
Oh, we said Hearts on Fire.
Okay. It is Burning Heart is maybe what you're
On
what
the
you're
burning
thinking of.
heart.
Yeah. So also flavor text here. I don't know if you guys know this. Survivor is Chicagoland band and their first gig at Lyons Township High School in LaGrange.
Yes.
Yeah, we went to school, the same school as them.
Yeah.
Yeah,
We're very
Jim
familiar.
Peterick. He's always around here,
Yeah.
hanging out.
Yeah, he's a local celeb. Nice guy from what I've heard.
Cool. All right, that's round 2.
So at the end of regulation, here are your scores. I don't know why I'm taking my time with this.
Just to make us wait.
Yeah, just to draw it out and build the suspense. So
Jeff's going to take 50 months to tell us our scores.
yeah, and I'll also have a 2-year-old by then. So going into the final round, you have 150 points for the Dead Podcaster Society, and
Just enough to lose them all in the final.
Right, perfect.
it was a pretty tough round. I mean, you guys only added 10, but only adding 20 Dead Presidents, bringing their score to 190. So
I'm gonna call it now. No matter what categories this man says, we're going all in.
Yeah, we should go all
All right,
in.
going for the donut.
I am going to record that right now.
Okay. What are
They are calling their shot before
First
no one has ever done this in the history of Triviality, by the
Stuff
way.
Ken doesn't know.
All right, Matt, before we get to the final round and hear the categories, what have you liked so much about being a patron, like with all the bonus content? Like, what's your favorite? Is it the crop drop or the trivia bonuses?
I think I like the bonus episodes the most. In fact, also just started enjoying the new feed on Spotify. I was listening to it on my way here. And Jeff just referenced the World's Fair of 1904. So I now know that was in St. Louis because I literally just listened to that one.
Oh, sweet. Well, I'm glad to hear that it worked for you. And we saw that you brought in a large Dunkin' coffee. And for the price of a large Dunkin' coffee, you also can get all of our new episodes ad-free or 4 bonuses a month on Patreon. So come help support the show at patreon.com/trivialitypodcast. And we're super excited to say we got some new XLR cables because of all of our patrons and some other new toys that we're going to be working on going forward this year. So thank you to all of you for helping support the show. To join all of our patrons, you can go to patreon.com/trivialitypodcast.
I like how Neil says new toys when it's just trying to make our podcast a better product. Don't sell ourselves short.
Look, we're all in our late
Microphones to
30s.
speak
There's only
into.
so much.
Yeah, everything is.
Neil expressly told me I couldn't expense Legos, so I don't know where these toys are.
I really wouldn't call additional storage a toy either. Not very fun.
That hard drive, man, it's a real fun to pass back and forth.
We have to entertain ourselves somehow. But entertain yourselves at patreon.com/trivialitypodcast.
Perfect.
Matt, what are the final categories for today that
Final-
we've already wagered on?
That's right. Final round categories are going to be read as if we are part of an ad bumper for Survivor. So they are Outwit, Outlast, Outplay, CBS, Wednesday.
And with that, all the wagers are locked in. Everybody's going all in. So let's see if we can topple their supremacy in this game.
Sounds good. Okay, so for Outwit, originally called The Imitation Game by its creator, what is the name of the test performed to evaluate a machine's ability to exhibit intelligent behavior equivalent to or indistinguishable from that of a human?
Matt cannot pass this.
For Outplay, sports question. Which Big Four American sports team has the most titles in its respective league? Very straightforward. In Outlast. So Outlast is essentially the name of the game for characters in what is referred to as the most popular short story ever written in English, which was published in 1924. The story is a tale of a big game hunter who rigs his island with traps to lure passing ships, take their survivors captive, and then give them a 3-hour head start to escape his hunt. If they outlast the hunt for 3 days, they are set free. What is the title of this short story? And for CBS just debuted the first woman host of a previously established male-hosted late-night brand. This alliteratively named comedian is also the only current woman hosting late night. Who is she? And Wednesday. Yo, I'm not talking about Hump Day, but the 2023 Netflix Addams Family series titled Wednesday. Jenna Ortega actually took lessons for what instrument so that she could pass during scenes where Wednesday plays the instrument, most notably a cover of Paint It Black and Vivaldi's Winter.
Okay, we'll take a quick break, write down our answers, and we'll be right back to see who will be today's cream of the crop. And we are back with our answers. I think we knew a lot of these, right, Neil?
Yeah, feel pretty good.
I feel like you guys know a lot of them too, though. So we'll see how it all shakes out. Everybody went all in, so it's going to come down to who answered correctly.
Perfect. So question 1, Outwit. What was the name of that imitation game sort of test?
Well, in Blade Runner, as you alluded to, it's the Voight-Kampff test.
Right.
But in reality, it's the Turing test.
We wrote the Turing test.
Yep. The Turing test, named after Alan Turing. And if you haven't seen the Burlington Cumberpants movie, that is, in fact, what it's about. Good. Outplay is next. Outplay. Which Big Four American sports team has the most titles in its respective league?
Yeah, this one, I've kind of had it burned in my memory that the Yankees, I believe, have won 27, which is a pretty high number, and I don't think anyone's beat that yet, so we said the New York Yankees.
Damn. Yankees.
Yeah, when I first heard the question, my mind went to Celtics and Lakers, and then I remembered baseball existed, and we said the New York Yankees.
Sometimes it's hard to remember that baseball exists.
Yeah, it is good that you remembered baseball exists. It is the Yankees. You guys want to try to guess who's the leader of each of the other leagues?
Canadians.
Canadians for hockey. And then Lakers for basketball. Or
Lakers
Celtics,
and Celtics are tied at 17.
Yep. And then
football is Patriots, isn't it?
Well, I think they also...
Steelers.
Well, no, they include championships. So the Bears won. I think it's the Packers because they include championships before Super Bowl.
NFL championships.
Yeah, it is in fact. But yep, that's right. Canadians, Packers, Lakers, Celtics, but the Yankees with the most. Very good. Okay, what is the name of that short story where the guy hunts the people?
So this is what we do when one of us loses. On
the other one has to start running.
Right.
Whoever gets the least valuable player starts running. The most dangerous game.
Now, I didn't know this as a short story, and I was just like, oh, this sounds like the most dangerous game. And we decided to lock that in. And it turns out that is a title of a book, I assume.
Yep, it is a phrase that people say, and it is from the short story. It is the most dangerous game.
I think my favorite interpolation of that is the Rickety Cricket, It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia.
Yeah. Did we read that in our English class freshman year? Most dangerous game?
I don't believe so.
I know I've read it in a class, but anyways.
And Julia, on your show, which is always brilliant, what's the name of the short story? I believe it's The Lottery, but the Shirley Jackson one that's amazing.
That is The Lottery.
The Lottery.
Yes.
That's a really good short story if you want a good short story.
It's wild. I didn't even like short stories, and then I read that, and I was like, oh, this is why people like short stories.
Yeah.
Good. And then CBS. Who is that newly appointed woman host of Late Night on CBS?
Yeah, we went with a really funny comedian, Taylor Tomlinson.
Yes, we also wrote Taylor Tomlinson.
Very good. And then final question for Wednesday. What's that instrument that Jenna Ortega took lessons on?
That would be the cello.
We also said cello.
I didn't say cello. I said celli.
Matt does answer the phone that way. Cello. Every time you call him.
There's always room for cello.
That is right. It is cello.
So the team that could not be caught, Julie and Matt.
Yeah, I think they passed. Did they pass 300?
Well, depends on how you define passed. Because I would say you guys passed 300. You have 300. Doubled your score from 150 points to 300 points. But as Ken
This is Triviality.
already kind of let the beans spill here, the dead presidents were today's cream of the crop with 340 points.
Wow.
Congratulations.
Cream of the crap.
We're getting kicked down a well.
That's a lot of points.
Well, we got 300, so you know what that means. Shirts off, boys.
Shirts off in slow motion. Yeah, that was a really good game, Matt. Thanks for those questions.
Yeah, no problem. Happy to be here.
And Julia, what a great way to start the Triviality tenure here by kicking our ass.
Absolutely. I've been a fan of the show for a long time. I'm happy to be here to join you boys. And my new teammate Matt over here, we're just gonna keep keep on keeping on.
You're
Perfect
statistically
record
the
for
winningest
Julia.
team right now.
Yes, you're the winningest team of Triviality hosts.
Yep. You're gonna have to be partnered together until you lose, and then you can leave Matt in the dust and partner with one of us then.
Seems fair.
Yeah. Matt, great questions. Hacksaw Matt Dugan. What would you like to shout out to people? And thanks for joining us today.
Yep, nothing in particular. Just hi to my wife, Linda, my 2 kids, Jackson, Sebastian. Yeah, that's all. Just want to say thanks for having me on.
Of course. Yeah, you're always welcome. You're so close. You're always welcome by, and maybe we'll go get some ice cream at Brown Cow one of these days because we're near each other. But yeah, thank you so much for joining us. And then Julia, we don't really want to have to say you have to give any shout outs because you're going to be here a lot more often.
Yeah.
But if you'd like to shout out anyone, go ahead.
No.
Yeah. So we're going to see you soon.
Last time. Nobody. One other shout out to give, though, always goes out to Airwave Media, our network. You can find them at airwavemedia.com and check out other great shows such as The Team House, History Tea Time, and a show that I honestly don't know what goes on there, Attaboy Clarence. Attaboy Clarence. But I do want to check it out based on the name.
Yeah, we should. Maybe it's just a guy who's struggling with podcasts, and you got to see if he can finish an episode.
I don't think it's about a talking dog.
I think everybody should go check out Attaboy Clarence.
Yeah, we will too. Well, thank you so much, Matt. We're so excited to have Julia joining us moving forward, and we hope you are too. And thank you to our other Matt, who is putting stickers on DVD cases. Ken, is that right?
But under the shrink wrap.
Yeah, under the shrink wrap, the extra layer of security.
All right. Well, yeah. Thank you,
that
Matt.
Nobody likes.
Yeah,
nobody
you
asked
that.
for.
Yeah, nobody asked for that. But thank you. So thank you to Matt, Julia, Jeff, and Ken. My name is Neil, and that was Triviality.